Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM Radio. Thanks for joining us Tuesday morning, April 23rd. My name is Joe Callahan. That's Linda Tebow over there. Hi, Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Dave Richards is doing his best Ed Crew impersonation.
Hi there.
Hi there, because Ed is not with us this week.
One and one is two.
But he should be.
2 and 2 is 4.
We're hoping.
How am I doing so far?
Pretty good so far. Is the money going up? That's all that matters.
Uh-huh.
Ed should be with us next week, but let's get a first message from the Carew Investment Group.
This is Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group, 765-8880, with some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends, lasting for days, weeks, and months or longer, are gone. Sometimes trends last only part of a day before changing direction. Investing is not an activity for those who cannot take the time to study and see each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest your money the same way I invest for myself. Carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So call me, Ed Carew, at 765-8880 right here in Woonsocket. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
It's Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Nice to have you along with us. 766-1240 if you want to call on a comment or question. And we had a late comment from yesterday, Dave. It's kind of a follow-up on something you said yesterday. And maybe
somebody was listening?
Yeah, maybe Linda will agree with this. It's all got to do with the planting of the tomatoes.
Okay.
And according to this caller, from experience, I never plant seeds or baby tomato plants before the third week of May.
Right, that's smart.
The nights are too cold in all of April and early May. It'll kill them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plant flower seeds in a small area near your vegetable plants. They will attract bees, which will nest and are necessary for pollination.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always had a huge garden growing up, and the tomatoes were never after Memorial Day.
Oh, you waited that long?
Yeah, I've heard the after Memorial Day, but in recent years they say never before Mother's Day, which is the second Sunday.
Wow, that's early.
That is early. That is early.
Early.
But I've seen people talking about, and then it's funny. They never before Mother's Day, but then you'll go by what the weather trends are.
Yeah.
If we got a nice warm spate coming along. Now take a look at our forecast for next Monday.
74.
Yeah.
74.
Yeah.
So you know that it's coming. And if it's going to be only 54 overnight, that's not bad. Still a little chilly, but it's nothing like the frost we had last night.
Yeah. Well, what about cukes and corn on the cob?
You do the best you can with them because the bugs are going to get them anyway. Yeah.
But when should you plant them, I mean? Same time
well, that's
as
the whole thing with the
tomatoes?
cukes. There's these pinching bugs that go over and take the vines, and then
But not the corn, though.
No.
No, not the corn. I remember, because we used to have a huge garden. Growing up, we had a huge garden. And actually, it was,
right.
Enough vegetables for the winter, even, all the potatoes and the corn and the thing. But I remember the tomatoes especially. That
we had like a 50 by 50 garden growing up.
Yeah.
It was my job, eldest son, to go out and hoe the weeds and make sure it got watered and stuff like that. Yeah. But right next to us, Mr. White had a garden 3 times our size. He had more flat land to put on. We had hills on our piece of land.
Yeah, well, we had, actually about an acre. So it was down to the water. It was and Mr. Jenks used to come with his plow horses and plow the field for us.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, yeah.
You'll find this amusing.
We bought a rototiller and a can of gas.
My father
we couldn't afford stuff like that. We had Mr. Jenks with the horses, and he plowed.
My father wanted to. He planted tomatoes too.
Yeah.
But you had to put he tried to put wooden stakes.
Yeah.
So it would grow up the stakes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what he used for stakes?
Hockey stick.
Hockey sticks is absolutely correct.
And they're
Broken hockey sticks
and you know
from
what?
his sons.
Yes, you know something, and they're still using.
Are they?
Well, we didn't, but they're still
Well, it's
using
good
hockey
sealed wood.
sticks.
It lasts
It-
longer
that's-
than just a
that's-
pine
Exactly.
fairing.
That's right.
Exactly.
Did you look out? You saw CCM
Yeah.
out in the garden.
Yeah. And another thing I'm recalling, sometimes you want to support them, the plants, gently against the sticks.
Yeah.
If I remember, they were using pantyhose for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not when I was really, really young, because pantyhose wasn't in vogue.
Well,
But they
they
started.
didn't have that one. We had our garden.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But it would make sense because there's
But
some
because
stretch
it's
to
right,
the.
there's some
It's
stretch
not
to
a
it.
tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
But those are the days. I mean, I remember we had such a garden that Mom canned everything, and so we
Yeah.
had all the vegetables.
Well,
And
through the
we had the
winter?
potato bin downstairs in the cellar.
Did you can grapes for jelly?
She made jelly.
Yeah.
She made the jelly. We
Wow.
went and
My
picked
sister
the
and I,
wild,
we used to be-
wild grapes. And,
Yeah, during the summertime,
Yeah.
that we'd be driven around to the nether regions of Burrellville,
Yeah.
where there was pretty much a paved over cart path
Yeah.
and undisturbed field stone walls along the road. That's where you would find
The grape.
grapes growing in a place where it was legal and ethical for you to go and
You
pick
could
them.
pick them.
And so we would just pick, and then it would be a weekend full of fun, boiling them up and making grape jelly and putting them in the mason jars. We also did bread and butter pickles when the cucumbers.
Yeah.
We had problems with cucumbers because they were just bugs, that little pinchy
Yeah.
bugs that would go. So the cucumbers seldom got marketable size.
Right.
So they were smaller. So we said, "Oh, no problem."
Those are pickle. Yeah, they're used
That's
for pickling.
right.
Yeah.
We slice them up and make bread and butter pickles. Throw the onions in there, the dill, and all the rest of that. The vinegar.
Those are the good old days.
Well, they had some fun memories, but they weren't all good there, Linda.
No, I know. Anyway, well, we all had to help weed. I hated that. We all had to weed.
Wasn't my favorite thing. I was into the radio stuff. What's hoeing a garden? Okay, how's that going to work? Well, it's going to teach you character because you got to do what has to be done, whether you like it or not, and that teaches you character. Well, I thought I learned that lesson already. Yeah, but you got to rehearse it. So every morning before I went out,
My wife's mother grew up in Maine, way up in Maine, almost near Presque Isle. So
Yeah.
we're way up there.
Way
and
up.
so, school started at Labor Day and then the beginning of October. Okay, 2 weeks off
yeah,
because
harvest.
it was harvest the potatoes
Harvest
time.
Potato time.
And I think she got 3 cents a basket.
That bushel.
Yeah, maybe 5. I mean, it was low pay
Yeah.
for 8 hours out in the fields
Yeah.
of pulling potatoes out of the ground.
Potatoes,
And so maybe she made $1
Yeah.
in a day. But this was,
You had to use like a Cohagen fork to do potatoes.
I don't know how
am I right?
I don't know how she did it.
Yeah, the big 4 long-tined forks they used to use to dig up the potatoes.
Yeah.
What you were only doing is you were loosening up the ground, and then you pulled the potatoes
Right,
up
pulled
by
Yeah,
the.
because you didn't want to stick the fork into the potatoes,
yeah.
and that was a no-no.
Right. All right, a little closer to home. Things going on.
Oh, I
Fire.
got something over here.
What do you got there, Dave?
From our friend Jeff Corriveau over at the Woonsocket Water Division. It says going to be flushing hydrants. They've started for the year.
springtime, huh?
Every
Sure.
Tuesday.
Yep.
And tonight, the stars of the show are going to be Elm Street from Dulude Avenue to Social Street and Wood Avenue from Robinson Street to Cass Avenue, roughly the lower end of Wood Avenue, and all of Elm Street. And then they're also going to branch off to do the hydrants. And, the flushing hydrants, they just turn them on for a while, waste a little water, but it's not really a waste because you're pulling contaminants out of the pipes. And running them down the street so they'll be harmless. Cumberland Street also is going to get it from Hamlet Avenue to Social Street. That's all of Cumberland Street because beyond that is Cumberland Hill Road. And then let's see, Cass Avenue from Dulude to Cumberland Street and Social Street from Chester Street to John Cummings Way. East School Street, boy, they're big area here. East School Street from Rathbun Street to Hazel Street. Also, and there's one more group here, Privilege Street from Rathbun to Winter, including all the side streets that are in the area
Wow, they're
there.
going to be very busy.
Lots of flushing tonight.
Yeah.
We'll start at 9 p.m. and they'll probably end up just before 5 a.m. working the night shift there with the Woonsocket Water Division, of course. Customers in that area will routinely experience some discolored water after your pipes have been flushed. Lower the normal pressure while the flushing's going on. So if you get up and you flush, maybe it'll take a little longer for the tank to fill up. If you experience discolored water, run your cold water tap, not the hot one. Don't get the dirty water into your tank, your hot water heating tank. And it'll clear the lines right up. You'll see that. Store clean water in containers for usage during these hours if you are concerned. Thank you, Jeff Corriveau, Senior Water Foreman at the Woonsocket Water Division.
All right, Dave. Very good. Now, there was a fire in Cumberland on Monday
yesterday,
morning.
While we were on the air, around 6:30, right?
Yep, on Camp Street. Not quite sure where Camp Street is in Cumberland, but a man walking by had to wake up the people inside the house. Thinking, bang, 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 hey, the house is on fire. And so when the fire crews did arrive, they found heavy fire extending into the home. 4 people were evacuated. They all got out safely, and the fire crews did get the fire quickly under control. But the fire did cause the neighbors' vinyl siding to melt.
Yeah.
That would be tough calling your insurance.
Yeah.
Did you have the fire? No, it was next
Next
door.
door.
Right.
But I've got the claim. So all right. So no injuries, so that's good. And the cause of the fire, of how it started, is still under investigation. So that's what took place in Cumberland yesterday. Now imagine Linda being the town administrator in North Smithfield. Not you have to really imagine because you were it.
She was.
And
but
now
she isn't now.
And now the it comes down the pike that Massachusetts is thinking of putting up toll right on 146th.
I know.
And
I know.
it'd be right in your town.
Yes, it would be.
But obviously the governor is against it, and Maura Healey, the governor of Mass, says no. I don't know where this started, but we're not doing it.
Oh,
so
thank you, Maura.
yeah, so I was like, whew. So yeah,
I just looked up Camp Street. It looks like it's on the hill where Manville Hill Road is. Trying to get.
oh, okay, so it's over in that area of town. Okay,
it's between 99 and Manville Hill Road on the Cumberland side, on the upsweep of the hill for Cumberland Hill.
Okay,
It's off Robin Avenue and Edgewood Avenue.
okay. So yeah, no, it was brought up.
Yeah, I can just picture this. Can you picture the telephone call now? We'll do a little Bob Newhart here for you. Hello, Governor Healy.
Governor, yeah.
This is Dan McKee.
Yeah.
Hello, Governor Healy. Did you read the newspaper this morning? You know what your Secretary of Transportation's saying?
Yeah.
You know,
We don't like this.
we just
idea.
figured out what we're going to do with all those unused gantries.
Yeah.
They're just standing around doing nothing. You know, we'll loosen a couple of bolts, throw them on a truck, move them north.
About 100
And-
yards.
Yeah.
146.
And, you know, as a matter of fact, we've got 28 gantries here, so we've got enough to do the town roads, too, not even just the state roads. And whatever we have left over, Maura, we're going to send up to New Hampshire, okay, as a gift.
Yeah, New Hampshire.
Now, New Hampshire's also said, "Hey, don't put those
Right,
on our borders either."
Yeah, I'm sure. No, I'm sure New Hampshire's not
And
happy
whatever
either.
you're charging for a toll, we're raising it $1.
Yeah,
See what that does to your revenue.
Yeah.
but well,
Yeah, how many Rhode Islanders go to Massachusetts on tax day?
so yeah, the Bay State Secretary of Transportation, her name is Monica Tibbetts Nutt.
N-U-T-T.
with 2 T's.
We ain't kidding.
That's her real name. So okay, she just said, well, she floated the idea. She's looking to generate long-term transportation revenue.
That's
right.
All right, it's an
revenue
idea.
for her department.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the revenue for everyone else in Massachusetts goes down on the border towns, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody comes in for a pack of cigarettes anymore. Nobody comes over
no.
to buy gasoline in Massachusetts anymore. It's but you know, but I got my money from my budget.
Yeah. So.
Well, not a good idea.
She's
So
going
screw
home
you guys.
tonight. Yeah, she's being called into the governor's governor's corner office, and walking out with the team player award. Not.
Well, the governor probably said, "I want ideas." All right.
Well, she came up with
Here's
it.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
A
we're
bad
not,
one,
We're
but
not. We're
that's-
not. We're
yeah.
not. But it's an idea. But
It's
we're
an
not. But
idea.
we're not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We'll take our first break here at the Coffee and program. More's coming your way. This segment of the Coffee and panel, Coffee and program,
Show.
has been sponsored by the Carew Investment Group.
Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. If you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor. or work with an advisor based in Boston, New York, or who knows where. Someone you'll probably never meet. We encourage our clients to come to our office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free, no-obligation consultation to find out how we invest your money, call us, Paul or myself, at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA NSIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Kathy LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making, so many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
Blackstone Valley's ON Radio.
Coffee and here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Linda Tebow. And Linda, I know you've probably been just dying to know. My daughter sent in money to a college yesterday.
Which one did she choose?
Bridgewater State.
She went with Bridgewater?
Yes, she did. We got we finally got the financial aid award letter, financial aid stuff, and after getting out the calculator and doing all the calculations, and this was the best fit.
Good. Well,
I
that's
mean,
what she wanted.
It
Didn't she
is,
want it?
basically,
She wanted
yeah.
that, yeah.
And but boy, it couldn't have been more stressful.
I'm sure.
Dealing with the feds and the whole free application for financial aid, the FAFSA form, and how the government said we're going to change it to make it better, and they just made it more stressful than than you can possibly imagine. Oh, wait, and we're going to delay, and we're going to delay. Well, time marches on, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just kept pushing things out and pushing. Okay, now we're gonna send the stuff out to the schools, but we're not gonna tell you which schools we're sending them to.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out they sent them to the private schools first before they sent them out to the state schools.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
And
gosh,
not
goodness.
all the colleges and universities extended their deadline.
No,
So
of
that's-
all the 7 that she was accepted
Yeah.
to, only one
One
extended
did,
their deadline
yeah.
to June 1st. The others say no, we're going to keep. And I still can't imagine how stressful it would have been to work in a financial aid office at any college.
Well, I'm sure.
Trying to,
I'm
as
sure.
you're just waiting and waiting and waiting to
Yeah.
get this information in, so you can turn around and
Yeah.
send stuff out, and now you got to do 2 weeks worth of work. I mean, a month's worth of work in a week,
In a week.
and get it
Yeah.
right and get
And-
it out as
Yeah,
quickly as you can.
exactly. That, I keep our tax dollars at work. When they try to make it better.
Just try.
The filling,
dare you.
like I said, the filling out of the form, that part was easy.
It
And-
was.
and
Was
that
it
was
really?
easy,
Yeah.
and it was quick
Well, that's good to know.
and efficient.
Uh-huh.
And I said, okay, they did work on it, and it was easier to fill out, and it took a lot less time than it used to. And then I remember doing it 12 years ago with my son, so that part was good. The part of it took us so long to get to that point, and then when you sent in the form, the government just came back and said, okay, we're holding on to it. Why?
Why?
Well, they didn't tell you. Well, when are you going to release it? Well, March. I was like, oh my gosh, but it was a big weight lifted off our shoulders.
Well, thank God, though,
That-
she
that-
got, and it's the school she wanted.
Yes,
Well,
school she
that's
wants to
really
go
good.
to. The financial aid worked out very well for us. I'm very happy with that. And it's funny, we got a general email from her guidance department that said, if you haven't filled out the financial aid form yet, you really should. And I'm thinking, oh, and now she's talking to a friend of hers at
Pretty
where
sharp, huh?
At where she works, and this kid's a senior, and he hasn't filled it out yet.
Yikes.
And so he's asking Jocelyn all about it, and I said, the government has a finite set of money
Yeah.
for college financial aid.
Yeah, you snooze, you lose.
That's right, and you got to get it in early,
Yeah.
and because the people that get it in earlier get the most. And so now this kid's going to send it in, and they could say, "Gee, we could have given you $3,000, let's say, but there's no money left. Oh, well, here's $1,000 instead,
Wow.
because you're late
Yeah.
getting it in, and I don't understand the
Why?
the getting it in so late."
Yeah.
And he did talk about how he mentioned to my daughter, "Well, my parents are very well off, and I'm probably not going to get a lot anyway."
Oh.
Okay, that may be the case,
Yeah.
but every guidance counselor will tell you, "Oh, fill out the form and send it in. You never know what
You
you're
never
going to get,
know. Yeah.
and do it. You should have done it at least in February, and when they finally open it up to send it in."
Well, it's interesting that this fellow is still working though, even if his parents are well off. That's nice that he has
Sometimes
a
the
job
parents just
anyway.
say, "Go,
Get a
you know,
job.
Go out and do." I mean, it's
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts. You're putting donuts in bags and
Right,
you're making
yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
Just go out
No,
and
but
do something.
but he's doing something. I
Yes.
think that's that's good.
And my daughter's already got it planned, by the way, because she's gonna have her manager at the Dunkin' Donuts that she works at
Yeah.
talk to the manager at the one. There's a campus, Bridgewater State campus,
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, there you go.
We're just gonna transfer her over there.
Oh,
And what manager of a Dunkin' Donuts is not gonna say someone that knows what they're doing?
right, exactly.
And we don't have to train them. Bring them in. So
No, that's
I hope
good.
that works out
Good
for
for
her.
her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
So-
well, good. Congratulations.
Yep. But now we just wait for the real check, the real bill,
yeah.
to come in a little later on.
Yeah.
Although she did say she got in after the money was sent in, and it's all done online now.
I know.
But after you send the money in, didn't she get an email on her Bridgewater email address that congratulations and get ready, classes start September 4th.
September 4th.
It's the Wednesday after Labor Day this year. So okay, so I guess because she wants to live on campus, we'll be moving her in Labor Day weekend.
They don't have an orientation for.
Oh, they will.
That they go in
Because
earlier.
I told her
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I said you
usually
you need to check your college
Yeah.
email address
Yeah.
almost daily.
Yeah,
for,
because
for information.
they go in early for
Because
orientation.
you will have orientation.
Yeah.
It'll probably be in July.
Yeah,
And you might, because I did it for Rhode
Yeah.
Island College. You went
Yeah.
in, you stayed overnight.
yeah.
You meet your advisor. And that's when you pick your classes. That's
Right.
that's the most important thing
Yeah,
you
well,
do.
yeah. Yeah.
So
well,
I
good
said,
for her.
I said, check it every day and mark down dates.
Right.
Because that part's going to be important for you. All right, up in Massachusetts, the governor swore in her ex-romantic partner to the Supreme Judicial Court.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't an appointment. The woman had to go before the governor's council to be approved, kind of like a Senate hearing, and she won approval 6-1.
Oh, that's good.
So
That's good.
I guess she must be a very good lawyer, and they were impressed with her credentials. So now she's Wolahogian. I think that's how you say it, Dave.
Yes, I think so.
She begins
That's
work.
what I attempted to
Yeah.
say.
She begins work today. No days off. So she's now on the state's high court, beginning today.
Oh, congratulations to her.
Yep. And the swearing in was held yesterday, which is, the governor has to swear you in.
Right,
So
yeah.
I guess they split up amicably. They're not yelling at each other. So these things happen, right?
Stuff happens.
Stuff happens. It's a new world, Linda.
Yeah.
All right. Also up in Massachusetts, Harvard took a look at what was going on, and so they suspended the Palestine Solidarity Committee.
No permission to
no
operate on campus.
no more activities of this
Really?
underground society.
Wow.
I'm surprised. Well, they might still go get a lawyer and say, "Hey, well, that's our First Amendment rights," and blah 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 blah. But things were going on at Yale.
By the time they're done stalling it in courts,
School will be over.
The spring. Yeah.
Okay, so the protests were going on at Yale and at Columbia, and I guess they were getting out of hand.
Yeah.
And so Harvard said, "Man, we don't want any more of this." And so you guys can't. We're suspending all your activities, so no more protests. There were occupations at Columbia and Yale the last few days. So okay.
Wow.
And if they do stuff on Harvard property, on the campus, they risk permanent expulsion from Harvard. So
Really?
that's a real big
Wow.
deterrent.
I see a lawsuit coming on.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Yeah.
But I also said to Dave, I said, all right, this group just leave campus and go down to the Boston Common and just do it there.
Do it there. Yeah.
Big open space, public land. There you go. You might even draw more attention to yourself. Although I don't know how far, my geography's off on this. How far is Boston Common from Harvard? Dave, any idea? Is that walking distance? Harvard.
From where?
Boston Common to Harvard University.
Oh, no.
No?
Harvard's in Cambridge.
Right. Okay. Take the T.
Well, okay, yeah. You said walking distance.
Well, yes. It's,
Yeah.
okay. It's not in walking distance.
Yeah.
Because, well, go over the bridge. This bridge is there.
Well, there certainly are. But most of them aren't pedestrian bridges, Joseph.
No, well, some are. Right by the Hatch Shell, the Esplanade.
Yeah,
I've seen that one. That was a pedestrian bridge.
Right.
Anyway, so we'll see what the Palestine Solidarity Committee does.
Interesting, yeah.
Maybe we can
Says-
get Keith Lockhart to play a tune for you as you
That
walk.
would be
Well,
nice.
you know, and semester's almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you him and the Pops people, they know that marching to Pretoria. That'd be a good one, right?
Yeah.
Or the theme from the bridge over the River Kwai as they march down
Yeah,
to
but they
Boston
don't.
Common.
They don't get together though in this time of year.
That's right, they don't.
Yeah.
But I mean,
They could probably be
we're
practicing.
being absurd anyway,
Yeah.
so we might as well
Yeah.
go all the way, Joe.
All right, it's,
Yeah.
Linda, what's going on in North Smithfield? Anything of relative importance? How are things going
I
with
was going
getting?
to ask you that.
I know. Well, sorry.
Well, I mean,
Anything going on with the senior center?
Well, yeah. I mean, actually, yes.
Good.
We, I chair that multi-generation committee, and we had the council vote. We had made a motion for the council to approve bringing in an architect that could what could they build. To do a feasibility study to see what they could build for $4 million. As a matter of fact, like in addition to Scouters Hall, we got a unanimous vote on that. So it was
On the architect?
on the architect. It was awarded to BHA, and they're the ones that have been doing the all the stuff down at Hallowell, the Hallowell Review Committee. And he came, was it a week ago Friday, and they started taking a look at what's there, and so. We'll be hearing in a week or two, and is it even possible to do that? Our committee was formed as an advisory and to offer an opinion on where a senior center or a multi-generation center should be sited. And so we're just like getting all the facts, ma'am, so that we can give an educated opinion. We know the one down at Hallowell is very pricey, over what we can afford. And so we were hoping, maybe it could work at Hallowell. And from the beginning, all options were open, all options. Even, there was a time when, when the Pines was for sale up there.
Yeah.
And we looked at that, and I thought, well, gee, that would be a great one. But by the time we got a decision from the council to put out a bid,
They sold it to
there was a
somebody else.
purchase and sale out there. So that kind of went down the drain. So,
Is
all
there any
options.
room at the Nike site that's available?
What?
Any room at the Nike site?
I don't
or is
know
that all
about that.
repurposed now?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
not up to
about
date
that.
on what's going on with the
Yeah,
Nike
no, I don't even know about the Nike site, but I remember when it came to town, but
Yeah.
I'm that old. But so that is, I think I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train coming at me. So that's working, and so. And since then, now, there's a developer that wants to put in some low to moderate income housing up there.
Up where?
So up at the Pine site.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, that's what they were going to do.
and
obviously.
the thing, when I think about it, I
Gonna
said,
have to
gee,
redo that road
that's
then."
really, first of all, it's a place where it's 1.5 acres to build. So, but now I think it was Shakachi that put that bill through that towns can't say anything. And
Yeah.
so it's a state thing. But anyways, I think in my opinion, have you been to the Pines?
After
It's
it
a-
was sold, I went up there
It's
and
a
took a look around.
beautiful, beautiful property.
When the
I
new owners
remember.
thought they were going to put in another restaurant.
Well, they were
there.
going to put in another restaurant, and the Pine. We were so friend. The Pelicans were friends of ours
Mm-hmm.
growing up and everything.
That's one of Kenny Bianchi's favorite
yeah.
places. Was the
It was
Pines.
wonderful. It was a beautiful site. Would have been a great site for a senior center. Oh, by the way, and because of all the property up there. But anyways, but it always. I'm always amazed when people decide that they're going to do things like low-income housing and that kind of thing in such a rural area.
Yeah.
It has no municipal water, no municipal sewerage, and no public transportation. So
And basically a paved over cart path for a road.
bingo. And I'm like, so they're going to,
So
you
who's
know,
going to come out there and rent?
well, I mean, you'd need a bicycle because, I mean, in the old days, we used to walk all over town, when we did. But, there's no public transportation there. And even, like the moderate income, you'd need
Well,
a
I'm
car.
sure you get
you'd need,
Ubers and Lyfts.
but you'd need a car or two. If you're if two people work, you need cars because you're not going to get a. Well, yes.
If you're going to buy an acre and a half with a new house on it, 2 people are working.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Not really.
if you were going to use Uber or Lyft, not
Oh,
low
yeah.
income.
And
So, anyways.
and that's a joke, by the way. You see
Yeah.
how much Uber and Lyft costs now?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Started off being pretty cheap. No,
Not anymore.
Oh, it's
Oh,
not cheap
my
at all.
goodness.
It's
Oh,
not
no.
cheap at all. So I mean, sometimes common sense, not a good idea. Not a good idea, folks. So that's going on in North Smithfield. But
All right, hold that thought, because Dave will have more to talk to you about that. But we're going to do the weather forecast, and it's being sponsored by Allstate.
Sunny skies with a high of 61 degrees today. Tonight, increasing clouds with an overnight low of 38. Wednesday's weather, a 60% chance of showers, especially in the morning, and showers are still likely possible with a thunderstorm later in the day. Chance of showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m. Some of the storms could produce gusty winds. Mostly cloudy skies and a high of 60 on Wednesday. Thursday, sunshine and 56. Friday, sunshine and 60. Saturday, mostly sunny skies and 61. Sunday, there's going to be mostly cloudy skies, but with a high of 71 degrees and a breeze from the southwest. And next Monday, partly sunny with a high of 74.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with the sunny skies, we have 52 degrees. Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
At Menard Lockature Funeral Home, we focus on partnering with you to plan a loving remembrance for those we've lost. At any venue of your choice, whether a church or our home, whatever your preference, whether for burial or cremation, planning a loving remembrance with a personal touch is our mission. Special music, a dove release, even a motorcycle escort. Anything that you deem appropriate can be a part of your loving tribute. Menard Lockature Funeral Homes, Woonsocket and Manville.
Lou Mandeville here to tell you the only place to get your local high school and college scores, as well as the Pats, Bruins, Celtics, and Sox is on my morning sports reports. And they are right here on ON 1240, Monday through Friday on the Morning Fun Show.
All right, we're back here on Coffee Ann on ON AM and FM radio, plus streaming live at onworldwide.com, woonsocketradio.com, the Facebook page, the Instagram page, Twitter, X, and all the rest of that. Joe, don't go away. I still got one of your bags, for Pete's sake. You can't leave yet because you didn't have all of his stuff. Joe's got to go, Linda.
I know.
And go someplace we can't talk about.
Okay, it's a
because
secret.
it's like an embargoed news story. And
Okay.
you're honor bound to
I
not
won't say.
what
I'm
you're
not going to say
doing.
one single word.
That's
I
right.
will
Don't
not.
repeat a thing.
Girl Scouts honor.
There you go. And seriously, Joe's got to go, and I'm going to take care because I have a meeting coming up right afterwards, right after the show, so I can't go, and like that.
Okay.
And so it's just you and me here for a little while.
All right. Well, spread out and act like a crowd.
Yeah. Joe kept going.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get there with no microphone? No, he's got to come back. He's a smart boy. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or we'll see him come running back at 5 minutes before 9. Like that. Let's see. So where were we? Yes, we were talking about what's going on in North Smithfield. And, I've always, I've mentioned this to you before, I've always admired North Smithfield. They seem to have things together pretty good. I mean, for a small community, there's always some sort of disagreement. That's turned on for you, friend. And so I think you've got everything you need.
Okay.
Good luck and success
Thank you.
as you go off and do something we can't talk about.
And we won't.
And we won't talk about. You can't make us talk about. If you call 766-1240 and say, Dave, please talk about what you can't talk about, we will say, nay, nay.
Nay, nay.
We're not going to say
No
that.
can do, right?
Yeah, no kidding. This is going to be deja vu
Yeah,
for you. You were just in the studio yesterday with Steve,
I was.
recording the Senior Scene show
Right.
that goes on after Coffee and on Thursday.
Yep.
What'd you say that was interesting? You want to give him a little plug?
Let's see.
You
Well,
talked
we
about
kind
your
of
big
talked about,
event.
we talked about a lot of things that, as usual, there's lots going on at the Gus A. Senior Center. People don't realize it. Yes, we have, lots of exercise classes. We have a lot of educational programs, but, they're in a new
And
thing.
meals every day.
The good meals every day. Steve is, the director of that congregate. Well, it's not even the congregate meal. It's the community table now.
Well, they can't say that anymore, right? Because they can't spell congregate. Yeah.
Right, right, exactly. So, and that's going on too. But, we have, I'm just trying to think of some of the things that we talked about yesterday. And there's something new that has been brought in, and it's Reiki. And so
And we're not talking about gardens again. Reiki?
No, not that kind of a rake. R-E-I-K-I.
Oh, I
Reiki.
see.
It's a
the
like
Oriental
a
Reiki.
laying on of hands. It's a deep massage. It's energy and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But this gal, she's a Reiki master. Kim, I think, is her name.
Really?
Yeah, and so this thing is, most of the programs we have are free. This is not. This
Well,
is
everything can't be free.
not everything can be free, but this is not. And you make that's by appointment only. So that's going on.
Now, what kind of people go and get that? Have you heard the type of people
That
go
are interested.
and have this Reiki thing?
Well, first of all, she's only there for a couple of hours, and it's a 15-minute session with her.
So maximum, she's going to see 8 people.
Yeah,
Each time.
tops. Yeah, and usually
And do
they're.
they come back?
Well, I don't know because we just started.
Okay.
It just started. She'll be back a second time, and so, it seems to me the people that I saw because it costs $20.
Right.
It costs $20, so it's. It seems to me that it was some of the younger, more the boomer seniors.
Boomer seniors.
The
I see. We're
more-
dividing seniors up now.
Well,
Like AARP. Oh.
well, there are anything over
if you're 30 years old, you can join AARP.
50.
Oh, it's 50?
It's 50. It's 50.
They started sending me stuff at 40.
No. Well, they always send you stuff as soon as when you're approaching that date. I think
Right. I think you
had
graduate high school and they start sending you membership.
I had an AARP card. I think it was 55 because they try to get you. They want to
Yeah.
have you come and join.
So
but
you joined as well?
but
AARP you joined?
I did.
Yeah.
At 55, I did. But when I say I don't like to set, there are difference. At the Gus A. Senior Center, we have a variety of seniors. We have those seniors that are 90 years old, 93 years old.
They limited their
And
physical activity,
Well,
right?
yeah, but not totally.
Mm-hmm.
So they come there. They like to come there for lunch. But we have exercise classes there that anybody can do.
Really?
And so many of those people that are 90 and 93 are still with taking the exercise classes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing Zumba.
Right.
They're not-
Zumba's a lot more aggressive.
Well, it's very, because you're on your feet and you're moving very quickly, but they might be doing the
and it's
flex.
not that they can't. They just don't want to hurt later on.
Well, there could be no. But we have other classes like flex and balance that's in a chair, or a chair yoga, a chair Pilates, those kinds
That
of things.
pretty much eliminates the chance of falling, and you don't
Right,
want
because
falling,
but
right?
yet you're still exercising, and it's still quite a workout. I will tell you, it is really. And most of those chair exercises, Elaine does a great job. They can the exercises she's teaching, if they're fit and want to, they can do them standing up, but they can still get a great benefit from sitting in the chair and doing the exercises. So. And the boomers, when I say the boomer seniors, those are the ones, after 45, born after 1945. They're probably going to want to be at the
But these-
line dancing.
If they're in 1945,
1945, and yeah. So they're in their
Right.
70s.
right,
in their
they're about to be
70s.
80.
Yeah. Well, I'm 80 and I'm not a boomer. I'm too old. I'm the silent generation.
Oh, I see.
We were raised by the greatest generation. Anyways, that's the
Okay.
difference. But they probably want to be at the tap classes.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be at the Zumba classes. They might want to be at
Well,
the
you tap
mat
dance.
yoga. I tap dance. I do. I tap
Well, you've been
dance.
doing it for a lot of years, so it's easier for you to continue it than it
Well,
would be for somebody to take
Well,
it up, right?
actually, Dave, no, I haven't been tapping for a lot of years. I've been dancing for a lot of years. I did
Oh.
ballroom and everything. I only started tap dancing, I want to say, about a year or so ago.
No kidding.
I did. I wanted to try it,
Yeah.
and it's great cardio, and plus it's like brain aerobics. Because you have to remember the names of these steps that you're learning, and then you have to remember the choreography. So we recommend, it's a good class. It really is. But, so there's, I've been skating for a long time. I've been
okay.
skating for a long time. But so there's something for everyone.
Right.
They had somebody come in and they were doing floral arrangements with fresh flowers.
That's nice.
Learning how to do that. Somebody was there the other day.
Sounds like an expensive hobby.
Well, that now see, once again, that was like a $13 charge because you had to the flowers.
No,
you know,
sure.
and flowers
they don't
are
give that stuff away.
flowers are expensive. And then I think, what did they have? Oh, and then they have like a cornhole
Yeah.
on Tuesdays, cornhole, and they have fun with that. Then there's a cribbage league.
Now, that's a great mental exercise, cribbage.
It is. My husband Dave used to taught the kids that when they were little.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't little, but when they
Yeah,
were
I
young,
know.
they
Yeah.
talk about and I said, I don't do that, but it is. You
Not for
have to.
you?
No, it's not for me. But
I had a friend, Andy Gregoire, tried to teach it to me on a
yeah.
vacation one
Did
time.
you don't play?
No,
No.
I never did.
Oh.
It's something that other people did,
Yeah,
and I was doing
yeah,
something else.
yeah.
But it was always in the family.
Oh yeah,
And not in my family, Denise's family.
yeah.
Because, see, my family left town when I was 17, so I didn't, and I stayed behind, married Denise. So basically, my family is not my blood family.
But your family, Denise.
Right, Denise's
yeah,
family.
Sure.
Whenever
sure.
you went over for family, it was
Right.
going there
Yeah.
because seldom did we want to take a weekend trip down to Florida
Yeah.
to see the rest of my
Yeah,
family,
yeah.
which then spread out all over the
Yeah.
place, so you couldn't get there.
Yeah.
But now, what about the YMCA pool? We're just in the news here
Hmm.
that Ms. Sink Mars and the Woonsocket Whalers are having a fundraiser.
Yeah,
They're
to buy it.
We're trying to get the money up so they can keep the pool
Yeah.
running here
Yeah.
in Woonsocket.
Yeah.
The people that own it can't afford it. And they say, listen, we don't mind keeping it running, but somebody's got to pay the expenses.
It's expensive.
So,
yeah.
I mean, they've
Liability.
been very nice about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's going to be a burden for people to do that. But did the folks at the senior center, did they have anything going on? Because I remember at one time the senior center used to go up there, and they used to, at off hours, like in the mornings and things, when the people weren't using the pool for swimming, they
Yeah.
would go in, and the extra buoyancy they would find was therapeutic.
Well, actually, it wasn't the wide pool we were using.
No, really?
We had water aerobics, but the old racquetball club.
Oh, I remember when they first opened the wide
Yeah,
pool.
well,
it was,
well, the
that
thing
was
is-
back when you were not at the senior center.
Oh, okay. Well, when I wanted water aerobics. And I tried at that time to work with the YMCA, and it didn't work out.
Didn't come
they,
together,
That they had to be members and stuff, and and
Well,
many of the members
The old
couldn't.
racquetball pool would have been big enough for what you were thinking.
Oh, it was
of doing.
very big,
Yeah,
sure.
'cause,
And we got so I went, I reached out to them.
Because there's a lot of therapy to that
It's
buoyancy,
wonderful.
right? You're able to do things with your muscles
Well-
that you have a difficulty because of either because of your weight or your ligature is all the different reasons that there could be. That if you've got some partial buoyancy and to take some
Right.
of the, you could still work the muscles and
Absolutely.
get them stronger.
Anything in a pool is wonderful exercise. It's gentle on all of your joints.
Yeah.
You're not stressing your joints and
Not
all
impact.
things like that. There's no impact. But what we did was I did work with what did they become after they were the racquetball club? Mike was running it. Anyways, I had talked with him, and he was able to let us for a very nominal fee. I think it was $45. We had the instructor and the pool,
Oh,
and
good.
our members didn't have to become members because that's what they wanted at the Y, that they had to be members in
Oh,
order
yeah.
to take advantage of the pool.
know what, that
So,
was-
anyways, but we did it, and
that
it was
because of insurance regulations.
yeah, but it was water aerobics, and it was really good. It was very good exercise.
We got a
so-
little note about cribbage, Linda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It says cribbage was so popular back in the 60s and 70s. I remember it. Yeah. And it was popular in the 50s too. But in the 60s and 70s that they had a weekly cribbage league in several establishments across the city.
Well, see
You remember
now.
that?
No, I don't remember that because
I do.
but Dave, my husband plays cribbage, and he used to be in some of those leagues. But we have a cribbage league. We have cribbage. It's on Wednesdays, and I think it's
At the
right
Garcia
after lunch
Senior Center?
at the senior center. Yeah, and you all you have to do is just go on down.
Talk about popular though, and we're talking about years ago. We used to go. It was quite popular. There were 3 or 4 or 5 of them at one time around the city, where people would organize bus trips up to Montreal during
yeah.
the wintertime. You spent the weekend there because you left first thing Friday
Yeah.
morning. You only missed one day of work,
Yeah.
and so you went up there. You were there late afternoon, and you could watch a hockey game, do some shopping, whatever like that. But it's a men's trip to Montreal because the ladies just didn't see this value in it that the guys did. Because what they did on the Conway buses, I remember when Conway was renting the buses, they had several buses where they had the seats juxtaposed in the back, and they had a removable cribbage table that went between the 2 seats. And in the back near the lavatory in the bus, while they were driving the 6 hours up to Montreal, they had always a couple of coolers, a little bar, liquor,
Sure,
stuff
yeah.
like that. So yeah, it was a guy's thing.
Yeah.
In the way that guys like to do it back then.
Yeah.
Today's guys wouldn't find the same attraction to
Yeah,
it,
right.
obviously. But back then you did. And so that was going. But cribbage was so popular
Yeah.
that you wouldn't think of going to another bus company because they wouldn't think of putting a cribbage board in there for you to
Right.
play on your road.
Right, exactly. But it seems like people are still wanting to play cribbage. So that's on Wednesdays where they come over. I think there's about 3 or 4 tables. We have those round tables of I don't know how many people play. I don't know a thing about
Round
cribbage.
tables are about 8.
Yeah.
You can fit maybe 10. You can squeeze in 10,
yeah.
but about 8.
But I
people
think
around.
about 8. But I don't know one thing about cribbage, but I know they're enjoying it. They
Good.
seem to be having fun,
And it
it's
keeps your math skills
yeah,
going.
exactly. That's why my husband, when the kids,
Keeps
they
you off the streets.
they were good at math because they could do those pegging things. I
you off the
I never
street.
figured it
It's
out.
a little bit
but-
of exercise. You
Sure.
pull a toothpick out of the hole.
well,
and put it in
mostly
another hole.
I call that brain aerobics. It's for your brain. So so there's lots of good things happening there.
All right. Let's stop right there, Linda.
Okay.
Because we're a little late to get off to our break, and then I want to talk about politics and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
For the last few minutes.
Sure.
Well, you know a lot about it. Don't kid anybody. So let's take a little break. We'll be right back with more on Coffee Ann.
Whether you own a restaurant or an auto repair shop, you need as many customers as you can get. every business does. Don't limit yourself to one newspaper. Get the power of 2 daily newspapers for the price of 1. The Blackstone Valley's Call and Times deliver customers from all over the valley with just one phone call. Phone 767-8500 for twice the effectiveness over twice the area. The Call and the Times.
The St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center presents the 14th annual Breakfast with the Saints on Sunday, April 28th from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Enjoy a delicious breakfast buffet under the magnificent frescoes of the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center. Tickets are $20 in advance or $25 at the door and are available at Beatles Flowers, Creative Impressions, The Honey Shop, Timeless Antiques, Vos True Value Hardware. Visit the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website, or to reserve a table, call 401-486-9380.
All right, we're back here on Coffee and Joe had to step away and take care of some station business. This is Dave. Linda's still here on Coffee and.
I'm here.
We're going to talk about politics and stuff like that.
Sure.
Things are
sure.
really hot in politics here in Woonsocket. You must be seeing from your vantage point there
Yeah.
in North Smithfield that this, everybody's running for this, that, and the other thing, and all that's great. But what we don't hear much about is what's going on in North Smithfield. Do you have an election coming
We
up?
have
in,
an election
November?
coming up. We do.
Are we going
we
to change
do.
out? Is everybody running in this election? Town administrator?
Well,
council,
wait a
school
minute.
committee?
They've got one more. They have
Are
one
you
more
off
year.
years?
No, we're the president. Our elections are when the president. Yeah, we're with
Yeah,
the president.
so-
So it
so
is
in
November. It
you've
is
got
November.
elections
It
coming.
is November. Yeah, my brain
And
was
we're
like,
hearing
ugh.
Zipperino, crickets
Yeah,
from North Smithfield.
yeah.
So what's the story behind the story here, Linda?
Well,
You
I don't know what
you've
the
got your
story
finger on
behind the
pulse of
story is.
everything.
You know, I quite honestly, I keep asking some of the people that I know, you're going to run again, you're going to run again, and I'm not really sure. Nobody has told me.
Is anybody asking you if you're going to run?
Well, yeah. Of course they are.
That happens, doesn't it?
It happens.
I heard they asked Gary Azovsky the same thing.
Sure. I mean, they've asked me to run for both,
And then they were asking Paulette Hamilton. She said yes.
Yeah, well, she's on the,
She's on the council.
she's on the council.
I don't think she's
Yeah.
having nearly as much fun as she thought she would.
Well, and you see, it was just the opposite for me. I had so much more fun
On
when
the
I was
council?
on the council. And when I was president of the council, I had a vote.
Yeah.
And I really
People
enjoyed.
paid attention to you?
They did.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, because I was on the council, then I was town administrator, then I went back to the council.
Right.
And so I really did enjoy going back on the council. But, are you going to run for town administrator? Are you going to run for council? No, I'm not running for anything.
All right. That's official?
It's official. Oh,
You
yeah.
discussed it with your family?
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't even bring it up with my family. They would have a fit.
Really?
Well, they would. Well, you know what it is.
Were they not happy when you were in office?
Oh no, they were very happy when I was in office. Yeah, no. I remember my grandkids were little. They campaigned with me. They had their little T-shirts, "Vote for Grammy," and stuff. And they were at the inaugurations and all of those things. But no, they're trying to get me to slow down.
Good luck with that, Linda Tebow.
They would prefer that I'm not.
I don't know too many things that slow you down.
I don't know. Well, they would love it if I stopped working and stopped doing some just be still and enjoy myself. But I'm enjoying myself, so so I keep going. But no, I won't. I work. My mission now is at senior center. And I'll help them out.
That's got to be difficult. I don't want you to say things you shouldn't say. I'm not asking for that, but I'm just saying. I know that in Burrillville, where I raised my family, senior center kept coming up over and over and over and over and over again, and there were just things you just couldn't get enough consensus.
Yeah.
And when you thought you were getting some agreement, then somebody would pick it apart and find something else wrong. This happens in all small towns.
Well, it does.
And I can just imagine how difficult it is for somebody like yourself committed to the need. In Burrillville, they ended up not getting one, and they just signed up with Gloucester.
Right. And they come to North Smithfield too,
Burrillville,
they come to North Smithfield and to Woonsocket. They do, yeah.
So I can just imagine as one time it looks, well, let's try Scout as well. Well, let's try Hallowell. And somebody finds something wrong with everything. And that happens. And it's part of the lively debate that we're committed to in our Republic and Democratic Republic.
Right.
And so it's got to be frustrating for somebody like you who just wants to get things done.
Well, it is. And, the fact that I was on the council and I was town administrator, I know there's a process and things take time.
Well, of course.
I think right now I'm feeling that this sitting council, I have the support of them.
Well, that's good.
I'm feeling that. Initially, I knew I had 3 people that was supportive, but now it seems like I do have the support of the council, which helps. And I chair both committees up there, so it's tricky. And even like we have a $4 million grant. I helped with them. I
But
helped
there's
with.
strings attached to the grant money, isn't there?
No, there's no strings attached. No.
Really?
No, there's no matching. There's no nothing like that.
Serious?
It's $4 million. It was an earmark. Yeah, it's the first time that we. They had asked would I write a letter of
Yeah, but
support,
that
and
just
I
barely
said,
get you started. $4 million.
well,
right?
I don't know. So that's why
Depends on what the project is, right?
yes, and
Now you
we've
just said
looked.
that there's an architect getting involved now.
We have BHA. Yeah, they're doing the feasibility study, and that's
and for
right.
what location is this? Remind me.
To expand on Scotus Hall.
Right.
To do additions on Scotus Hall, and I think that might be able to happen. So you need all the facts, all the options. We look originally.
But then you're going to need a bigger parking lot. Is that going to impact the ball field?
Well, no,
Okay.
it won't. No, and the thing is, when we talk about senior centers, I did my research, and when I gave people the facts, and the facts are that the senior population in North Smithfield
Isn't getting any younger.
is growing at 4 times that of the general population.
Oh, sure.
That's and yes, we all have expiration dates, but it's still growing at 4 times that of the general population. It means that, people are not having as many children, or they're waiting to have their children at an older age.
yeah.
So 4 times. Four times that of
remember
the
when we were
general
kids, They were
population.
talking about the overpopulation of the planet.
Yeah.
And it
yeah.
was like, it's the worst thing.
Yeah,
We're going to put
yeah,
ourselves out of existence.
yeah.
We're having too many babies. We
Yeah.
have just too many people. We can't support it. There's not enough
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
There's not enough oil. And
Yeah.
all those
Yeah.
lies they were telling
Yeah,
us in the
yeah.
60s and 70s.
But the thing is, who can
'Cause
afford
in
more than
nature,
one?
Nature
Yeah.
just balances
Yeah.
itself out over the
but,
long term.
But how can you afford many children now? Anyways, it
That's
costs so much.
exactly
The other fact of the matter is that I came up with numbers of North Smithfield residents that are members of different senior centers: Gloucester, Woonsocket, Lincoln. Some even go to Johnston and North Providence. So I came at them with numbers. So obviously, the fact is we need a senior center, and it's. I think it's embarrassing. I grew up in a town without a high school.
That one, would that hurt the one we have in Woonsocket, do you think?
No, it would
Why do you
not.
think so?
No, I don't think it would, because people go to, especially when I say the boomers, go where the programming is. And many of the seniors have multiple memberships,
yeah.
and they go to where
If they're mobile.
they cherry pick.
Yeah.
They go to where the programs are, and I don't think it would take away from, because Woonsocket people come to Scotus Hall for some of the classes, just like North Smithfield comes to Woonsocket. So and
So there's a big
Burrville,
enough market.
I believe there is. I believe there is, and so we were able to show the numbers to the council, and I think they got the message. Well,
that's
you
good.
know. And I've said it.
So we're back to the original idea of let's take a look at the land over at Scotus Hall because it's location. It's a decent location.
Well, it's a very good location. It's in the center of town.
No, Slatersville is not in the center of town, but it's in the center of the population.
Of a
center.
population, right?
Yeah,
of
and
the
the city
village,
government,
of the
yeah.
village, yeah, and it's a good, it's a good setting. There's the nature path there. There's the fields there. There's an outside setting that could be
You get
used.
transportation because 146 goes through.
Yeah, you could, yeah, and so I said to Sandy Sione, I'll put it in my backyard. I've got 2 backyards, one on Main Street and one on St. Paul Street.
Yeah.
You know, let's put it somewhere because I think the presence or absence of a senior center speaks volumes about a town. I really believe that.
Very
And
good.
so, you know,
Well, look at this. We've only got 20 seconds left.
oh, okay. Well, it's Clean and Green Day Saturday in North Smithville.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, it's something that started when I was town administrator because, I was an environmentalist, and so we started Clean and Green Day, and it's every year. So everybody gets together and volunteers, and we always get very good turnout, kids and the scouts and
Where do
everybody.
they go to collect?
All over. All over.
Is there a central place they report?
Yes,
before
they
fan out?
report. Yeah. They, and okay, you'll go there, and many times
Where's
you'll
the
say,
central place
where
to
do you
report
want to
to?
be? And it used to be Scouters Hall, but now I think it's up at the middle school.
Okay.
But you're going to this neck of the woods, you'll
Yeah.
go there because we're pretty spread out in North
And
Smithfield.
you have several next to the woods out in North
Yeah,
Smithfield.
we have lots. So that's on Saturday. So.
What time?
Oh gosh,
About
you know
10
what?
9
I think
o'clock,
about
is it?
9 o'clock is probably set up time. Yeah.
Clean and
So
Green Day.
that's a
Very
good
nice.
Clean and Green Day.
Saturday after Earth Day.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you got a big day ahead?
Yes, we've got the gala coming on Saturday night.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
Gatsby Gala. It's a bit of a fundraiser.
Tickets
It should
still
be.
available for that?
The tickets are still available. Yes,
Cool.
they are. They are. Just, call at the Senior Center, 766-3734. Yeah, we still have, we are, it's limited, but we still have some tickets left. So
We can get our friends in, right?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Linda, true.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much for being with us, Linda. And we're sorry
My
that Joe had to
pleasure.
leave a little early, but there was something had to be done. Joe was well suited for it, so we sent him out. But
Lips
we're not
are-
going to
my-
say. Yeah, listen to the noontime news. You can
My
find out where
lips
Joe
are
went.
sealed.
Yeah. That's it for our show for the day. If you missed any portion of it, pick it up on demand at WoonsocketRadio.com. And we'll see you tomorrow on the Morning Fun Show and again on Coffee and here on ON AM and FM Radio. Thank you very much.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Studio